And scams are becoming more prevalent and sophisticated nowadays. Scam web pages appear more realistic than they used to. Braden Wilson has been looking into how to spot the fake ones from the real ones. He joins us now live from our newsroom. Braden, what'd you find?
Well, Todd, scammers are always looking in the corner to snag people and steal their money, especially for those people who are in the market for some bigger purchases in the world, such as cars, RVs, boats, and or even farming equipment. So I spoke with a representative of the Idaho Department of Finance, and she says the best thing to do is to confirm the authenticity of any shop's webpage before you buy.
There's really no substitute for seeing that in person to confirm that it's a legitimate seller and that it's a legitimate item and something is actually going to change hands.
They shared how failing to authenticate the page can be so damaging.
One consumer in particular had been looking online for an RV to purchase and landed on a fake website. And it was very difficult to tell. The website had the profiles of employees listed, it had an address in Idaho, and it had photos of multiple RVs for what maybe would be considered fairly great prices, but maybe not necessarily super attractive pricing. And so in this case, the individual wired money to pay for that RV, and ultimately never got that RV delivered.
Celia Kenny shares what we need to know on how to verify an actual item is for sale before checking in person.
Google at an address, and that might show that it ties to a dealership or an individual. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's a legitimate place of business or a legitimate residential address. So, just dig a little deeper. So if you're on a website and you're looking at, farm equipment or a recreational vehicle or a car, call the individual. Now, in this case, the individual did call, but you want to call, you want to make contact.
Googling the address can verify it is an actual place of business, but it's not entirely foolproof. Here's another thing to check out.
If you dig a little deeper, you can start to see some red flags. So you may see a bunch of reviews all at once. Well, that can be a concern. The reviews should vary in timeline, so they should kind of span, and the frequency should change, and the content of the reviews should discuss like the experience of the buyer, not just give generic statements.
Now, Kenny also shared how if you still follow all these steps and are still unsure, trust your instincts. She also shares that we should still be worried about any unwanted ads or pop-ups that are related to any items we're in the market for. So from the newsroom, I'm Braden Wilson.